Welcome to another day of the plank challenge. We're going to be doing 3 sets today of plank. We're going to be doing a bird dog style plank, extending arm and leg, and we're going to be doing it on hands and knees in a high plank and in a low plank on the forearms. So let's get started. I'll start the clock. We're going to do 45 seconds. Starting on hands and knees, rotate your elbow pits in towards each other and have really big hands. Spread your fingers really big and wide to distribute the weight into every part of your hand. From here, lift your abs up, reach the top of your head in one direction and the base of your spine in another. Inhale as you lengthen arm and leg. Exhale to lower. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to lower. One thing that I noticed in actually the last video I shot of this was that in watching it with my own form, I tended to go too high with the leg, and what happens when you do that is that your ribs start to drop and you lose the front engagement. So think about lifting up the very bottom ribs, lifting them up towards the ceiling or up towards the sky, depending on where you're at, and having absolutely no movement really through your rib cage or through your low back, your low spine. Keep your shoulders drawn towards your hips at all times. And one more. Last one. I'm going to stop the clock here for a moment. You can shift your hips back. It's really important during the rest to get the weight off the wrists and off the shoulders. This plank is really demanding on the upper body. So maybe rotate your wrists a few times. Our second set is going to be starting from high plank. So again, really, really big hands, spread your fingers. You're going to come into a high plank, reach your heels one direction, your head the other direction. Lift your abs, find that stability through the torso, and lift. This one's pretty challenging, so go really slow and think of hovering the foot off the floor. Once again, if my foot lifts too high, it's going to drop my ribs down and I'm going to lose the engagement through the front. You're aiming to just barely get those toes off the floor. As little shifting through the hips as possible. You might even want to just start by barely lifting that hand off the floor. You don't have to extend it overhead. It definitely makes the balance more challenging as you extend it overhead. My balance kind of sucks today. Keep drawing the shoulders away from the ears. And you got one more. For your rest, maybe choose down dog, maybe choose child's pose. Either way, do get the weight off the wrists for at least 10 seconds minimum between sets. It really just depends on you. You might want to take a little longer break. You can open up the chest. So during those planks, I keep saying draw your shoulders down away from your ears. You want to deep press the shoulder blades, pulling the very tips of the shoulder blades down towards the hips and keeping a lot of space between the ears and the shoulders. We have one more set. We're going to come to a low plank to start on this one. On the forearms, again lifting the ribs, as little movement through the torso as possible, keeping the abs engaged the whole time. The wider your feet are, the easier it's going to be to balance. I did arms, I forgot to do legs. So opposite arm, opposite leg. That is an awesome modification though also. You can just do arms or you can just do legs. I find this one the hardest one to keep my shoulders down away from my ears. They really want to creep up. So I have to activate my serratus, those muscles right around the shoulder blades, to pull the shoulder blades down. Lats and serratus, pull them down to the hips. And keep breathing. Stay in center for 5, 4, lift your abs, lift your kneecaps, and rest. Post plank, really nice to, sorry about the dog, really nice to open up the chest. Make sure that your neck is nice and relaxed and you didn't create any funny tension throughout your workout.